Hello, welcome to another video, and let's talk about Star Wars Outlaws, because it has not been going very well in early access. So, I have not played Star Wars Outlaws. Most of Star Wars Outlaws has not looked very appealing to me whatsoever. It literally has just looked like a typical Ubisoft open world type of boring ass game, in my opinion. I've said this before, I'm not like a huge open world fan. And I think part of that kind of leads to something like how Ubisoft games are built nowadays, where it seems like you just have a giant list of chores. That's not really why I play video games. I don't think that's why most people play video games. It's just to have fun. Some people have fun doing that. You can't take that away from them. That's not me. But I was originally somewhat excited about Star Wars Outlaws, just for the fact that there really hasn't been a kind of open world game in the Star Wars realm in a very long time, unless I'm completely missing something. And the more I saw gameplay of it and everything like that, I got much more kind of lukewarm on the whole idea of it. Mind you, I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm not a Star Wars super fan. I enjoy the movies, and I've watched some of the shows. A lot of the recent ones I've completely not even tried because they have looked very bad. So I've had no interest in those. But when it comes to games, it seems like there was a big stretch where there wasn't that much good. And then Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront. Mixed reviews. Pretty good with the first one. Second one, microtransactions kind of fucked it. And then we got Jedi Survivor or Fallen Order. Those games, amazing. This seemed like open world, has a lot of potential because the Star Wars universe simply just has so much untapped potential, it seems like, especially in like the video game sense. And it seems like Ubisoft is kind of fucking up Outlaws already, and I don't even know if it's technically out yet. So if you haven't heard yet, Star Wars Outlaws is out for early access, I think either today or tomorrow is when the full release is. And obviously, there's been lots of bugs with Star Wars Outlaws. Not honestly that surprised. I am surprised with seeing some clips on Twitter just how bad some of them are. Mainly because, Ubisoft has had issues, but it hasn't been like something to a large extent, like some Bethesda issues. Bethesda kind of seems like the king of being terrible for bugs in games, and Ubisoft just seems like the king of giant empty open worlds that have a giant chore list. Like, that kind of seems like they're buckets. Mind you, I don't know what the gameplay of Star Wars Outlaws is really like at all, character wise, all that. I don't really care. Game could be great. I'm not that interested. But the big bad news for early access players came out, and I think this is only PlayStation 5. I could be wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say it's everything because the stuff I've seen has said specifically PlayStation 5 users. But with the day one patch that's coming out with the release of the game to fix most of the, who knows if it's most of, to fix game-breaking bugs in the game, so it's playable for everyone, obviously. They are doing so much work behind the scenes, under the engine. They're not just changing the oil, they're fully changing the engine with this bitch. PlayStation 5 players are going to have to restart their saves, which sounds fucking criminal. Realistically, it does sound crazy. It does sound crazy for the fact of, you could be paying $110 US. That's fucking a lot for a Canadian right here in my Monopoly money. Plus, because it could be more, there's the even higher one, I think, to get the 3-day early access. That's a perk of it. Realistically, that's probably the biggest perk of this. For PlayStation 5 players, you're kind of getting whatever the other things are. Your 3 days of playing the game. If you only got to play it for 1 day extra just to, get the early access or something like that, you're shit out of luck. I'm sorry. Which sounds absolutely crazy. The fact that they could openly have that, promoted, it's out there. If you pay for this version of the game, you're getting 3 days access. The fact that, we found issues with our game that we released at this certain time. Sorry, but all the progress you made in the time that you paid extra to make it is gone to shit and you get nothing for it. I don't know. I don't know if they are giving them some in-game kind of thing or if they're going to lean that way. Probably not. It definitely seems like this is a borderline fucking loophole with the early access stuff. Because, like, in, like, a beta or something, I remember this with the Diablo 4 beta, where you could play the game up until a certain level, I think, in the beta. But when the game comes out, you have to have a whole new character. Mind you, that's a beta. The fact that this is 3 days before the release and is dubbed early access to the full game just makes it feel so much more scummy and like crazy. Like if you play a beta and you're told, yeah, sorry, your progress isn't carrying over, a normal person would probably think, you know what, that makes sense. Just like a normal person would probably think, oh, I'm playing 3 days early access of a game release. It's definitely going to carry over. Just kidding. You're an idiot. And mind you, some of the game that's, some of the bugs and everything in this game is borderline hilarious. Go on Twitter. I'm not going to post any here. Literally just look on Twitter, do Star Wars Outlaws or Ubisoft. Lots of them. And boy, the one with the stealth, there's the main one with the stealth. Like someone tries to silently execute someone, and they just fucking warp around the world while doing the animation. So everyone is seeing them murder this person. And then they instantly are getting attacked again. It's quite funny, if I'm being honest. Realistically, am I surprised Ubisoft is having some bullshit happen with this game? Absolutely not. This game had some hype, faded pretty quickly, it seemed like, anytime they showed gameplay or anything, because it looked so fucking boring. Like, it looked so uncreative. Which is the craziest thing because it's in the Star Wars universe where you think they would have, like, just so much ability to try random shit, Especially the fact that these are, like, I don't know the story, so I could be wrong. It seems like everything's original characters. It's fucking Star Wars. You can do whatever almost. And there's so much lore to pull from to make your own stuff based on the other lore that doesn't break lore. And everything, like, I don't get it. It seems like it should be relatively straightforward to make a decent open world game, especially with the different worlds that are in Star Wars. Like, don't do everyone. Don't pull a Starfield and say, oh, there's 200,000 fucking planets out there. That's kind of dumb. Give you 4, let's say, completely open world areas and explore them and find stuff and da-da-da. That's my opinion, though. I'm not going to get fully into the open world Star Wars BS. I just saw on Twitter that players that must love Star Wars, or Ubisoft, I guess, and it's tough for you Star Wars fans because they have not had it very well lately. They're the ones that probably actually paid the extra to get the early access of 3 days to play this game because they really wanted to play the game. All power to them. And then they kind of get kicked right between the legs that their progress, they have to restart. Like, it's so crazy to me. I don't recall seeing anything stupidly, like, just brick brain like this. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, because it's fucking crazy that this is happening. Obviously, also, I don't think this is planned. I don't think the developers or anything like that had any goddamn idea that this could happen, and they were probably put in a corner, and it's like, fix the game and fuck these few people over probably, or borderline fuck everyone over with potential game breaking bugs. They bit the bullet. I get, shit happens. My thought is probably shouldn't have released the game until you really ironed out all these potential bugs, but happens way too much in today's society, so it seems like we're just used to it. We have enough fucking scars from Cyberpunk and whatever other BS games come out that are just completely broken. But that's all I have today. I just want to talk about that because I saw that Star Wars fans are getting a little attacked by Ubisoft. I'm not surprised though. But leave a comment on your thoughts on Star Wars Outlaws as the game as a whole. If you're interested in it, if this pushed you off of it, this whatever's fucking going on with Ubisoft, I guess. Consider subscribing. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Consider leaving a like. Helps the video out a bunch. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.